Danny Flexen for Seconds Out, delighted to be joined by Dec Spelman, former English light heavyweight champion, of course, and someone we spoke to quite a lot recently with kind of being in action and then helping us preview the Hennessy Sports Show recently. You're on here almost as much as I am.
Yeah, it seems that way, yeah.
This lockdown, you've got loads of fighters worried about where the next fight's going to come from. You're not doing too bad, are you? 2 fights in 6 weeks, 10 rounders, 12 rounders. What's the secret?
Yeah, I mean, it's being game in it, I suppose. You know what I mean? I'm not one to turn down a challenge, and the challenge has presented itself, and I'm not going to say no to it. You know, it's a big ask. I know it's a big ask, but I know what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? And we've seen chinks in his armour. He's beatable. He's only human. You know what I mean? Let's have it right. He's only human. He's been beat. I know. I'm not deluded. I know I'm not a Kovalev, but I believe I've got some stuff that could trouble him.
We spoke to you not long before the Lyndon Arthur fight and said to you then, if you beat Lyndon Arthur, will you get the Anthony Yarde fight? And you said, yeah, it's in the contract. Obviously, things didn't quite go your way against Lyndon Arthur, despite a good fight on BT Sport. But you've still got the Anthony Yarde fight anyway. Was it that you kind of impressed them in that fight with Lyndon Arthur? And also, is it that you could be a measuring stick, I guess, between the two if they end up fighting?
Yeah, I would say, being all honesty, I would say it's the latter. You know what I mean? I think, they're no one tough, they're no durable, they're no very fit. And, they're no one going to come and bring it. And it doesn't matter who's in the opposite side of the ring, that's what they're going to get. And, I think from what people are saying in the yard and what we're expecting is he's probably going to come out and try and knock me out as quick as he possibly can to kind of make a statement. That could be his downfall. Do you know what I mean? I think he could play into my hands doing that. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I've got confidence in myself. I'm not going to knock myself yet until I get in there, and I know what I'm capable of doing.
It was a few weeks ago. Two of the scores were relatively close. One was wide. You clearly didn't take a sustained beating. Can look at you now. You're completely unmarked. What was it that stopped you getting into the fight? Because it seemed like it was a promising start, and then in the middle rounds, it kind of got away from you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, in all honesty, there was a few things going on, but it was a big opportunity. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare at all. It was a big opportunity. I struggled with the weight, to be honest. I did struggle. I felt like I was moving through water at times, on the night. But it was too big an opportunity just to let slip. And I think Lyndon boxed well. He knew that he couldn't got involved, and he was giving it before he was inside 4 and stuff. And I kind of bought into it a bit, I think. And I honestly thought he was going to stand there and have a dogfight. And I had every confidence in myself that I beat him at that. And I think with the pedigree he's got, he didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? And he never put a dent in me once. And fair play to him. He went on his boxing skills, jab and move. And, he's a very good mover. Long arms, really long levers. I just struggle getting in my stride. But this time, I've had just over a week out of the gym, refreshed myself, come back, the weight's good. And I'll be honest, I'm just fine-tuning. And I honestly think you're going to see a totally different fight.
I suppose it helps then if you were struggling with weight before that you've got this opportunity so soon after the last one because you haven't had any time to put weight on.
No, that's right, yeah. And look, don't get me wrong, I said before, I come into the gym sharp. I'm not making excuses. I come into the gym, I felt sharp. I've been doing my own thing in lockdown. I told you, I got me a little setup. I wasn't lying about that. It was, I come in the gym sharp, but my weight was high. And I paid the price when I got in there. I just didn't feel right, and I just couldn't seem to go for the gears as such. But obviously, like I said, I'm not taking anything away because fair play to him. He just kept that jab in my face all night, and he kept on his bike, and that he showed what he had to do, and he did what had to be done.
Do you think stylistically Yarde should suit you more because he's not known for getting on his bike so much? I mean, he can counterpunch, but he's not known as someone who's on his toes for 12 rounds.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he's very accurate in what he does. Don't waste many. Very sharp. He's going to be dangerous early on, similar to Lyndon. But yeah, I mean, one thing one thing that Yarde hasn't got is, I don't think, well, he definitely hasn't. He hasn't got that pedigree what Lyndon's got. He hasn't. He come into the game late. Yeah, obviously he's got valid experience as a pro, but he even says he's still learning on the game. So it'll be interesting to see if we get into a few sticky situations what he's going to do, and I plan on asking them questions.
He's also been out of the ring for a long time. You're as fresh as can be, having fought just a few weeks ago. That's got to be an advantage as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he had that little fight in Spain, was it? Where he just get out and around or something. Fair play, did what had to be done. He went out and got a win back, but a bit strange, really. But yeah, I mean, surely the momentum's with me, and I've just come off, and sounds a bit crazy, really, doesn't it? Going straight to a 10-round off a 6-rounder, but I think keeping active in myself, and I think it's a good thing to do. And like I said, it presented itself. I'm not going to lie, the purse is good, and I just thought, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go.
Yeah, well, like I said, you've done all right out of lockdown. It's not too bad. 2 BT Sport headline shows in the space of 6 weeks. It's pretty cool. You can't turn your nose up at that, can you?
No, that's right. Yeah, right.
Do you think there's a chance also that he'll underestimate you based on the performance against Lyndon?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, he's very confident. He's very confident, very brash, and I think he's going to think he's just going to come out and bowl me over. So we'll see. If he's as good as what the hype is, maybe he will. But I'll ask questions of that.
Well, no one's ever really blown you out, have they? It's not. It'd be a big statement from him if he was able to do that. But all signs indicate it's going to go long, relatively at least.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing is for sure. Surely he's going to. I had a few messages off Lyndon himself actually when there was whispers of it getting made, and he said he's just going to try and make a statement to say he's knocked me out. Do you know what I mean? With Lyndon beating me on points, and then it just sets that bit more of a of a background to the story of it when they fight. So yeah, I'm expecting that. He hasn't got the legs, and he's too big to move like Lyndon. He's not going to come out and do exactly what Lyndon done because I don't believe he can do that. So yeah, it'll be on the night. As far as I'm concerned, I'll give it my best go. That's it, my best shot. Sorry, and that's all I can do.
Well, you've also had the experience of fighting behind closed doors in that venue, whereas he hasn't. I don't know how many were in attendance in Spain for that fight. I can't imagine it was a huge amount of people, but he's never fought behind closed doors at BT Studios. The setup on the night, the things you have to go through in terms of the testing through fight week and everything. That familiarity has got to be a bit of a boost second time around.
Yeah. I would say maybe, yeah. I haven't really thought of it, to be honest, like that. But yeah, I suppose it's one up in a way. But a ring's a ring, isn't it? I suppose, and a fight's a fight. So, what'll be, I think it's that. I really honestly think the styles will gel. He's coming forward. I'm going to come forward. However long it goes, it's going to be exciting.
That's got to be more your type of fight, hasn't it? Because, like you said, Lyndon Arthur was on his toes. You didn't feel that you were moving as well as you have done in the past because of the weight and so on. But someone who comes to meet you head on and exchange, that's kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the last person that did that was McIntyre, and and look what happened there. We got 2 got knocked down. He got knocked down, and it was a good little tear up. Not just over the 3 rounds. So if that's out to go by, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, look, when you're fighting these taller kids, you have to go forward, move into the punches, pressure. Yarde's my height, maybe if anything a little bit smaller. So. Yeah. It's going to be one of the first times, apart from boxing Elvis do, where someone's a little smaller than me. So that'll be interesting as well. So I can use my skills a bit instead of constantly rushing, getting on the chest. I'll be able to use my skills, and I've got a lot in my own arsenal. So we'll see, won't we?
It's a bit of a no-lose situation for you as well, in that you're coming in on short notice against a guy who's heavily favoured.
Yeah,
putting a decent performance, and you've already won to a lot of people out there. Obviously, you want to win the fight and not take away from your ambition at all. But even if it didn't go your way, you're not losing any of your current status, and you'll probably get used again because you'll have proved once again what a good TV fighter you are.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly the reason I'm in this position now. I come and give it my all. It wasn't good enough on the night. I know the reasons why it wasn't good enough on that night. So yeah, it is this time for me it is a win-win. I believe, you know what I mean, and I'm going to go in with that mentality, not for, like you said, not to knock my own ambition, but that's the reality of it. You know, I took the job nobody wants at the end of the day, but I really fancy the job as well. Style-wise, it's a lot better fight for me than the Arthur fight and the Shaq fight before that. You know what I mean? Previous fight before, they're all taller and all. You know, I do kind of struggle to get in and keep that work rate up. You know, I do train very hard, but it's only so long you can do it. Do you know what I mean? To chop and change, especially over the 12-round distance.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've got that same height, and you know, it'll be interesting. I'll be able to use some of my skills hopefully.
And then after this, the trilogy fight with Pitters, maybe new British champion.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, he made quite a light work out of it, really, didn't he? And he looked very good. Dropped him a message, and fair play to the guy. You know, I really like Shaq.
You spar it regularly now, don't you, as well?
Yeah. We bring each other on great. Speak with John Pegg as well. He's obviously part of his team, and yeah, I mean that's another road. You know, we're looking at for the end of the year, and depending on what happens in this fight as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it's crazy really, because it's come out of a time, like you said, when really nothing should be happening as such in the boxing world. But yeah, I seem to be very busy.
What difference, kind of tangible difference, has it made to your life having these two big fights in quick succession? Like, have you been able to buy something you wouldn't have bought, or you know, what's it done for you financially?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had two good. Well, I will have had after the next one two very good purses. Yeah, I ain't gone out, and it's not changed as such at the minute. I've got plans. I am in talks for certain things what I want to do, but yeah, I mean, fair play to my work. You know, I'm still working, and you know, I went in and I've gone in and I've gone to my boss the other day. I've got this fight. You know what I mean? I've just had, on top of all the time off I've just had on furlough. You know what I mean? I've come back, and then I've had 4 weeks off, and I've come back and now I've asked for all this time off, and you know, he's very understanding. I can't thank my work enough. So yeah, I mean, but you know, it's getting to the point now where I'm looking at, because looking at what I'm in and what I'm in against next, I believe below that, you know, looking at like your Liam Conroy's, your Jose Burton's, your Chaz Sugden's, Richards, I believe Dan Aziz's, I believe I beat these guys. You know what I mean? And so why not give it my full shot? And you know, if I can get enough behind me to really have a go at it for a year, 2 years, and put everything I can into it, you know, why can't I become British champion? Why can't I become Commonwealth champion? You know, so we'll see what the future holds.
Great stuff. Well, wish you the very best of luck, obviously. Probably be calling you next week to ask you to be in the preview show for next week's Hennessy show, but we'll see. We should freshen it up, but you were really good last time, so it might make sense to bring you back, even though it's not a light heavyweight title fight this time. Best of luck with the rest of your preparations, and I can't wait to watch the fight.
Nice one. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, Dec. Take care, mate.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.